Hi everyone, this is Don Gold, the art guy, and I'm here to give you another art video. And today we're going to talk about creativity tips for perfectionists, and I want to talk about the power of the art student. But before we get into the introduction, I want to show you we made a display here of Chinese brush paintings and Chinese brush equipment that will be the theme. I'm giving you a little preview of our next art video. So this is what we're going to be talking about. So now let's start with the introduction. There are those who say that we are born with a perfect connection with our true selves. Some of us experience this connection as a still small voice inside of us that gently guides us down the path to what we desire. And others experience it as a gut feeling or instinct. Often, however, as time goes on, we are trained away from this connection, and it is replaced by dependence on opinions and approval of others. Quite often, acceptance from others is dependent on us doing or creating art to please them or benefit others. You know, many people that I know who start to learn to do art late in life did so after being strongly discouraged at an early age. This discouragement is often offered by someone trusted, like a parent or a teacher, and it was repeated often enough until finally became accepted as a belief. But most often, this initial criticism had nothing to do with you, and it's more about a stress level or mood of the person that offered it. When you reestablish your connection with your true self, it gives you an armor, a confidence that can withstand even the harshest criticism. So what do we do if we find ourselves affected by this type of history? Well, we must be persistent in choosing new and better feeling thoughts like, I am an artist, I am a skilled painter, I am creative, I am prolific. Our minds may offer arguments to these thoughts initially, but avoid fighting or arguing. Just acknowledge the old thoughts, release them, and calmly redirect our minds to new and better feeling thoughts. Now what I want to talk about is the often underestimated power of the art student. Now many of you have heard the quote, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. This actually is my philosophy of the adult teen painting class. I try to give you what you need when you need it. But guess what? I am not the only teacher. Teachers are all around us. What triggers our awareness of them is our commitment to self-discovery and evolution. A dedication to constant and never-ending improvement turns every experience, every observation into a learning experience. In our class, we have beginners, we have people with many years' experience, but they all seem ready to share their art and their art techniques. So when does the student become the teacher? One of the most powerful ways of learning is to teach. Don't ever shy away from the opportunity to share your art with a classmate. You are constantly teaching through the clarity of your own example. In our class, we have a fun get-together where we share painting time and make time available for encouragement and feedback. The group's main strength is being friendly, encouraging, and sharing the love of painting. This is what you'll find at the adult teen painting class. Now, as a student, don't ever give up your power as a student. When you ask a question and you're unclear about something, that will benefit all the other students. And any good student can learn from any teacher. Don't be afraid to try different teachers or ways of learning. So often, we as students, we are ruled by our comfort zone, but have courage to seek more powerful situations for you to learn. The adult teen painting class is literally a treasure trove of materials, inspiration, and instruction for fine arts painting. But we understand some people may need a key to unlock this treasure trove. The key is self-confidence. That, and through the time-tested process of trial and error, you can learn anything, especially when you have the support of Don Gold, the art guy, to provide personal one-on-one guidance, answer all your questions, and demonstrate techniques. Now what we want to go to is creativity tips for perfectionists. This is a personal subject for me, as I am a self-admitted perfectionist, particularly when it comes to creative projects. It took me a long time to realize how to make this tendency an asset and to avoid being stifled by my perfectionism. Here are some tips that might help you channel perfectionist tendencies in a positive way. Creativity is like building a fire. In the early stages, you're just looking for a spark. Then you are nurturing small embers. Only after the fire is strong will you'll be protected from criticism. Avoid being too critical too early in a creative process. Keep it light and fun until you really get that fire going. Perfection is a process. It's rarely a flash in the pan of brilliance that many of us hold up as the ideal. The most important thing as a creative person is to engage in the creative process and persist until you finish something. Do this enough and you'll have a process that you can trust to produce things that you can be proud of. So much stress can be avoided if you think about things in terms of cause and effect rather than right or wrong. Rules and structure are useful at the beginning, yet if you ask the master artists, most of them will tell you they learned all the rules and eventually broke them on their way to achieving brilliance. Perfectionism is a taste level. Taste is incredibly important to create a person. The trick is to be patient and persistent until you build the skill level to achieve the perfection that you desire. When you are new at something, there will be inevitable frustration. Your taste travels with you to a new genre of creativity and demands that you produce beyond your initial ability. Persist long enough to allow your taste to become an asset. Perfection is relative. No two people can agree on what perfection is. It is personal and relative to a particular person at a particular moment in time. As you grow, your idea of perfection evolves. The best to think of perfection as moments of satisfaction achieved through a lifetime pursuit of constant and never-ending improvement. What I want to talk a little bit about is mastery. It's very important to define mastery internally. In many ways, mastery is a journey of self-acceptance, self-appreciation, and self-evolution. It has nothing to do with the opinions of other people. The more mastery someone demonstrates, the less interested they are in the opinions of others. Ironically, the confidence that accompanies true mastery is often a magnetic attraction to patrons, admirers, and students. Now for the summary. If you paint enough, you will eventually come up with things that you like. If you paint something you don't like, set it aside, and later come back to it and find aspects of it that you appreciate. I tell my students, never throw away a bad painting. If you're done with it, give it to me and I will bring out its beauty. Now the next section is you might find kind of silly. But if you do it sincerely, it'll benefit you in your art. Okay, before starting a painting session, take 5 minutes and slowly repeat the declaration, I am an artist. Now give it some emphasis. I am an artist, because you are an artist. As you make that statement, pause for 5 to 10 seconds and notice if your mind offers up any argument. If so, just release the thoughts, go back to the statement, I am an artist. Over time, there will be less and less argument from your mind, and the goal is to be able to say it and feel the power of the silent acknowledgement, signifying that you have declared something that your mind already believes to be true. Beliefs are just thoughts that we think over and over again. If you find it's too stressful to focus on the statement, I am an artist, you can soften it by saying, I am becoming an artist. Now, when you go to a party for fun, somebody asks you, what do you do? And you can answer, well, I do many things, but one thing I do is I am an artist. I think you'll be surprised and pleased with the response. So this concludes our thoughts today. What I wanted to show you here is our next art video. It's going to be on Chinese brush painting. So I'll see you next time for another art video.